Yo, yo, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, we back at it with another boxing video. So, former WBA 130-pound champion, Andrew Cancio, 21 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws, 16 KOs. Well, the man just got released by Golden Boy Promotions. His promoter cut ties with the man Andrew Cancio after his TKO loss in the 7th round to Rene Alvarado on Saturday. That's crucial, man. That's mean. That's mean. So apparently, immediately before Alvarado fought Cancio, Cancio had some, he displayed his feelings about Golden Boy and how they treated the guy. You know what I mean? And how his promotional team has handled his career. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Golden Boy didn't take advantage of the fact that the man Andrew Cancio had a blue collar job. You know what I'm saying? He worked full time as a construction guy at Southern California Gas Company. You know what I mean? In California, you check it. The man had a full time job and he was a world champion. You know what I mean? But Golden Boy wasn't really, you know, promoting the guy. You know what I'm saying? And basically, putting him in position for more people to relate to his story. You know what I mean? Every time I made a video about Andrew Cancio, I always mentioned that because I thought, that was you know, he's basically like a throwback fighter, like fighters back in the day. You know what I mean? Even not even just fighters back in the day, just even professional sports guys. You know what I mean? Guys who played like basketball, baseball, football in the 50s, 60s, maybe even in the 70s. Some of these guys also had other part-time jobs. You know what I mean? Especially when they weren't playing in the off seasons. You check it. So I think Golden Boy should have definitely taken advantage of Andrew Cancio's situation. You know what I mean? Overcoming odds. A guy who had 4 losses prior to becoming a world champion pulled off an upset, beat the man Albert Machado twice. The second time in even more convincing fashion. You know what I mean? But looks like Golden Boy they don't want no parts of the guy Andrew Cancio. I'm gonna read some quotes from Cancio. Quote: "The whole situation is effed up." He didn't really say effed up, but I'm just, YouTube's crazy these days, man. It's crazy. But quote: "The whole situation is effed up. I'm already down on myself for the way I lost my belt, and now it's like, let's just put this on you. It's unfortunate how all this happened. I wanted a rematch with Alvarado, and they didn't want to give me one. My whole career, I've been fighting in Fantasy Springs in Indio, California. Don't get me wrong, I love it there, but I wanted to move around and get promoted better to build up my fan base and build more exposure. That's how I felt, and I still feel that way. Ryan Garcia beat Golden Boy up a lot worse than I did. I just said the truth, but they signed Ryan to a big contract and paid him more money than they paid me. End quote. Yeah, that's why to me, remember on Ryan Garcia was publicly beefing and feuding with the man Oscar De La Hoya, even on tweets. And then a week later, the man gets signed to a big contract, you know what I mean? Long term contract. I thought it was basically a publicity stunt, you know what I mean? Might as well, it could have been, it could have been. But it looks like the man, Golden Boy and them, they don't believe in the man Andrew Castillo as much as they do believe in Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean? Which is ridiculous because the guy pulled off 2 upsets, you know what I'm saying? The guy faced Rene Alvarado in a rematch. This is a guy that he had stopped before, you know what I mean? But he decided to do again, give this man an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So Golden Boy's matchmaker, Robert Diaz, he called Cancio's manager by the name of Ray Chaparro. He called him on Sunday and said they were considering cutting Andrew Cancio after they heard, this stuff Cancio was talking about, how he's not being promoted well and how he'd like to be promoted, also have fights in other venues besides just in Indio, California. You know what I mean? And apparently, the manager Chaparro said that the Golden Boy matchmaker Robbie Diaz told him that Cancio is an ungrateful fighter who didn't deserve the the rights to have a rematch with the man Rene Alvarado, and that if he had the vote, Cancio would be cut immediately. That's what the Golden Boy matchmaker tells um, Chaparro, the manager of the man Cancio. He told him this on Sunday, but by Monday it was official. They cut the guy, you know what I mean, and Cancio got dropped by Golden Boy. You know what I'm saying? These are words from the man um, Robert Diaz. Quote, we wish Andrew all the very best and hope he can find what he was missing here at Golden Boy with bigger money and bigger venues. End quote. That's basically like trying to take a jab at the man, you know what I mean? Trying to stab him in his back. You know what I'm saying? You're basically implying that good luck going to find bigger money in bigger venues, you know what I mean? And the manager Chaparro for Andrew Cancio's manager, man, he was shocked by the turn of events, you know what I mean? I'll read you some quotes of what he said. Quote, it was like, wow, I was very surprised. They use Andrew as an example, and it goes against everything they've ever said about not taking it personal. I'm really good friends with Golden Boy CEO Eric Gomez and Robert, but I lost respect for the company. They taught me to never take things personal on the business side, but yet they took Andrew's statements of wanting more money and bigger venues and they took it and twisted it into you're done. Robert told me we're tired of fighters talking about us. We're going to take a stand and release Andrew. End quote. Yeah, that's mean. That's mean, you know what I mean? They told the man don't take it personal or it's business never personal. And they basically got in their feelings because Andrew Cancio just wanting what any fighter who's a world champion should want, man. You know what I mean? Better promotion and better paydays, you know what I mean? That's why that man never gave up his day job, you know what I'm saying? He actually didn't have the liberties or the luxuries to give up his day job because maybe he knew the kind of people he was dealing with, you know what I mean? You check it. So apparently Cancio, after he beat Machado in the rematch, he was told that he would be on the co-feature. He'd be the co-feature of Sergey Kovalev versus Canoli. That was on November 2nd. You know what I mean? And the man Ryan Garcia, he flamed up Golden Boy. Remember that? You know what I mean? Like I said on the Twitter, it was a public feud with the man De La Hoya. But then his consequences for flaming up De La Hoya and Golden Boy was to get a lucrative contract extension, you know what I mean? And get put on the undercard as the co-feature of Canoli versus Kovalev. That was supposedly, allegedly, from the man Chaparro, the manager of Cancio. Apparently, he said, from his words, they were the ones promised to be on the undercard, the co-feature of Canoli versus Kovalev. But they reneged on it and gave it to Ryan Garcia, you know what I mean? Read you some more quotes from the man Chaparro. Quote, Andrew was excited to fight on the Canelo undercard, and when Ryan pitched a fit, Golden Boy yanked Andrew and put him in a fantasy springs again. Robert won't tell anyone he promised Andrew and Canelo undercard. Eric told me Canelo made that request to have Garcia as the undercard. Now we understand who runs their business. It's hard to respect a promotional company that allows for that to happen, letting Canelo and Ryan beat them up only to then pacify them. Andrew requested bigger venues and a little bit more money and got dismissed over a loss. Getting cut had nothing to do with his loss. It just sealed it. If he would have won, we would have had to figure out something. End quote. Yeah. Remember, I also made some videos about Golden Boy and Canoli feuding, the week of Canoli's fight, you know what I mean, where they weren't even really on speaking terms. And I even watched them press conferences for the pressers with Canoli and Kovalev, and they weren't on speaking terms, you know what I mean? It was looking real awkward. Canoli and Oscar sitting next to each other, you know what I mean? Chepo Reynoso and them, Eddie Reynoso, man, they recruiting, man. They got a lot of fighters they recruiting now. Like Oscar Valdez is now on the team. Of course, Ryan Garcia is being trained by the Reynosos. Canoli, of course. And I forgot they picked up somebody else recently. It's not ringing a bell right now, you know. But look, man, Canoli and them, they run the shots over there on Golden Boy too. Because if Canoli ever leaves Golden Boy, which might be a possibility, man, they might pull a Richard Schaefer, Al Heyman move on Canoli on Golden Boy, like just you know what I mean, on Oscar De La Hoya. That's what Canoli and them just might do. You know what I mean? But Canoli, I mean, if Oscar De La Hoya lose Canoli, man, that's over 90% of the revenue that Golden Boy makes. You know what I mean? Real talk, man. They'll be hurting, man. The company might fold. They might file for bankruptcy. You know what I'm saying? You check it. So it's crazy, man. Let me read you some more quotes. What quotes should I read? Because there's so many quotes. I'm gonna read another one of the manager's Chaparro's quotes. Quote: "The focus turned away, and it turned Andrew into, oh my God, is Golden Boy looking for me to fail? Did Roberto signal to the referee to stop the fight? Sometimes fighters have crazy thoughts. He was just out of it and had a bad night." End quote. Now look, man, if this guy's going through this feud with Golden Boy before the fight, it might have affected his performance going into the fight. You know what I mean? Like these guys don't even really believe in me. You know what I mean? You never know. I'll just say Rene Alvarado was the better man that night. You know what I mean? You check it, and Andrew Cancio just couldn't deal with the reach and how this guy was actually turning and twisting him, as far as pivoting in the pocket and letting his hands go. It was a remarkable, thorough ass whooping that Rene Alvarado gave him. But you never know. This guy might have not been, his heart it might not have been into that fight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna read some quotes from the trainer. His name is Joseph Anik. You know what I mean? That's Cancio's trainer. You check it. He said, "quote Golden Boy gave us an opportunity when nobody was really interested in Andrew. He got a title shot against Machado because they thought we were the easiest mark on the list, and he shocked the world. I always try to look for the good in things. There was more money out there that Andrew could have made, but Golden Boy is known for being thrifty. I can't fault him too much, but losing and then getting cut 48 hours later on getting cut 48 hours later on Thanksgiving week is harsh, but it's business. Andrew was faulted for being honest and complaining about his employer." End quote. Quotes from Chaparro. "It's because of Golden Boy that Andrew became a champion," said Chaparro. "There's nothing wrong with what Andrew was asking for. For Golden Boy to take it personally and counterpunch Andrew back tells me how they run their business. It's a kick in the nuts. We have to shake it off and move forward. Andrews has his head up and will prove that Golden Boy made a mistake. He's relieved because he felt that he was going to get screwed as long as he got he gets stuck with them. Losing the fight hurt Andrew more than being released." Quotes from Andrew Cancio. "I'm not done. Far from it. This isn't the end of my career. I just want to look for a different promoter now. Whichever promoter takes a chance on me, they won't regret it. I'll be back stronger. I'm not a fluke world champion. As long as they take care of me, I'll take care of them. I'll do my job in the ring and let them do theirs outside of it. I will regroup and live to fight another day and go back to the drawing board. My team will stay the same, and now hopefully I can fight in different venues." Good luck to Andrew Cancio, man. I wish him all the best. You know what I mean? To me, he was the best feel-good story of the year in boxing. Not Tyson Fury. No, 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 no. Andrew Cancio was. You know what I mean? And how he had been, you know, he was always being. Man, I can't even talk how I want to because of these YouTube rules, man. How the guy was being dismissed even by the WBA, you know what I mean? From the WBA demoting the man after him beating the super champion, demoting him to a regular champion or just a world champion while they elevate the man, um, Javante Davis, for beating Jesus Cuela, they elevated him to WBA super champion, while the man with Cancio fought the better competition. You know what I mean? And now Rene Alvarado, he should be the super champion for beating Cancio, but he got to take a backseat to the man Leo Santa Cruz. You see, that's why I speak up for these guys like Andrew Cancio, and I wish him all the best. Where do I think he should go as far as promotional companies? Let's see, 130-pound division, where the best fighters at? Well, if he goes to over there, um, the PBC, there's a Leo Santa Cruz fight. If he goes to ESPN, there's a Miguel Burchout and Jamal Herring fight. You know what I mean? So that's possibly where his best options is to go over there with ESPN. If Barbarian when Top Rank will pick him up. You know what I mean? Matchroom, I don't really know if they have anything invested in the 130-pound division. Only reason I mentioned them is because the zone. They're all Golden Boy and Matchroom all on that DAZN network. You know what I mean? DAZN app. Excuse me. That's not a network. Pardon me. Now, I think his best option, and also bet more. I think his best option is to go over there to the Top Rank. You know what I mean? Top Rank does a lot of cars in California, even out there in Indio Springs. But the guy obviously wants to fight in different places, and I think Top Rank could provide that for him. You know what I mean? Miguel Burchout, Jamal Herring, those are good fights to make for the man Andrew Cancio. You know what I mean? He's obviously not going to get a rematch with Rene Alvarado, which I think he should. Because he granted Rene Alvarado a rematch. It's only right Rene Alvarado reciprocates the favor, and he probably would. But Golden Boy cut the man. Now, I personally think it's dirty how they did the man Cancio. You know what I mean? You can't cut the guy just because of a loss. You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to talk about this. You know what I mean? Adrian Broner got losses. A lot of fighters on the PBC side, man. Robert the Ghost Guerrero, and he's a true Mexican, and he's the last true Mexican American warrior that we've had in boxing. Facts. Anybody who disputes that, get at me. Hit me up in the comment section. Robert the Ghost Guerrero ain't never ducked nobody and fought everybody. You heard? And the man actually had a vicious boxing skill set. It's only because he had to move up in weight where the man just started abandoning his southpaw skill set from a boxing technician's um, mindset. You know what I mean? But he's the last true Mexican American warrior we've had. You know what I mean? Fans like Gennaro Hernandez, big ups to them. You know what I'm saying? These are true Mexican American warriors. You know, Guerrero, man. Guerrero even means warrior in Spanish. You know what I mean? Big ups to the Ghost Guerrero, man. I wish him all the best on his endeavors coming back into boxing. He's still fighting. He's working his way back up. You know what I mean? Um, but at the end of the day, the Ghost got many opportunities even after he had losses. You know what I'm saying? And as it should be. You know what I mean? Top rank, they basically threw the man Andy Ruiz to the curb after he had lost to um, what's his name, Joseph Parker in New Zealand. A fight that I thought Andy Ruiz won. Okay, now the man was being put on the shelf. Wasn't basically being put in fights. Wasn't fighting top tier opposition, and they dropped the man. They basically dropped Andy Ruiz with one loss, a very skilled heavyweight. You know what I mean? He comes over there to PBC Al Heyman. The man life changes. You know what I mean? Gets to fight on PBC on Fox in his very first fight on PBC. Beats the heck up out of Demetrenko in spectacular fashion. 5 weeks later, he got that big payday to fight the man Anthony Joshua. Comes out successful, beats the heck up out of him. Two big dudes, big European dudes, he beat the heck out of. You know what I'm saying? Now he has a rematch with the man. What's his name? Andy. What's his name? Anthony Joshua again. If he wins that fight, man, he's undisputed, hands down, fighter of the year. Not undisputed champion. To listen to my words, fighter of the year. You know what I mean? So congratulations to him. You know what I'm saying? But Andrew Cancio, I wish you all the best, and I hope your management can get you up there with Top Rank because Top Rank also has a lot of Hispanic fighters too. You know what I mean? More than PBC. You know what I'm saying? Golden Boy is a majority. That's where they hold down their guys over there, the Hispanic fighters. But I think a fight with Miguel Burchout and these likes, that's where it's a good opportunity for them. You know what I mean? So B Marsh Boxing, thanks for everybody coming through. Hit that thumbs up on your way in and on your way out the room. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.